Welcome, everyone. I am so excited to have you back here for another Lux Queen conversation. Today, we have a special Lux Queen joining us to tell us all about an amazing topic that I don't think we talk about enough here. So, before we even get started, instead of me doing major introductions, I really would love for this Lux Queen to introduce herself. So, here's the mic.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Dr. Denise Moore Revel. I am the amazing, I'm sorry, the Own Your Amazing Coach.
You are amazing. You are
I
amazing.
am, yes, I am.
Claim it.
Yes, I am amazing. I am the Own Your Amazing Coach. And I help women to own their amazing. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do. And it's so interesting that we are having this amazing conversation today because recently we've been chatting and Dr. Denise shared a topic with me that I don't think that we lean into enough,
Yes.
especially as powerful women in our careers and our businesses. We kind of let this topic go. So, Dr. Denise, what's the topic that we've not been paying attention to?
The topic is play. It's a power of play.
The
And a lot of
power.
women don't talk about the idea of play and recreation. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today about play and how to incorporate that more into your life.
Why do you think that powerful women, especially, just completely abandon the idea of play?
Because we think it's for children. We think play is just for children. We think it's child's play, right?
It's child's play, yes.
We think
And
it's child play. But I'm here to tell you that play is not just for children, but it is for adults. And here's the thing, even science proves that. There are
oh,
studies that show, yeah, there are studies that show that play is just not for children, but it is for adults and how it promotes creativity and productivity and all those kind of things. There's so much benefit for play. But for some reason, as we become adults, we abandon play. But I am here to tell you there is so much power in play.
I like that you say there's power in play because
Yeah.
you're right. As adults, we may have children, family members. You may
Yeah.
even your career may deal with children, and you're encouraging them to play,
Yeah.
but you've punished yourself. You're no longer playing. Why do you think that we resist the idea of play? What do you think happens with us that makes us really resist that idea of play in our lives?
Because again, I think we have a culture, we grow up as adults that we have a culture of just being so serious and that we don't again see and we don't embrace that there is power in play and we don't see the benefits of it as we get older. I talk about in my master class, one of the things I talk about is that, and think about when you're in elementary school, recess, which is play, was on the schedule
Yeah.
because they understood how important that timeout, that break was for a child's development. It was so important that they made sure that it was on the schedule. And no matter what was going on during that day, everything stopped just so the kids could go and play. I don't care if the teacher was in the middle of reading, math, science, all those things that they deemed important, right?
Yeah.
Recess and play was on the schedule. But for whatever reason, we go throughout our days and work and as an adult, and we don't take time out to play. And so what I realized for my own self that I was going about my life with working and doing and going and work, and I became burned out. And I
Yeah.
recognized like, what's happening? And it was because I wasn't playing. I stopped playing. I stopped taking those timeouts. I stopped taking my recess breaks, and I became burned out. So now I'm asking women again to stop and take a break, take a time out, take your little recess, however that may look, because again, there's power in play. And so that's what I am encouraging women to do again, to take a break.
I love that. And I love how you frame that around the idea of school because it didn't matter if it was raining, snowing, cold, or
Yeah,
hot,
yes,
that bell went off
yes,
and you knew this is dedicated time. It was non negotiable.
exactly.
It was
Because they even
non
have
negotiable.
indoor recess, regardless of the weather. If you could not go outside to play, they
Yeah.
have a thing called indoor recess.
Yeah.
And
You had to get
again, it was
creative.
and it had to get creative, and it was intentional. It was purposeful. And so as adults, if we don't make time for play, if we don't take time for recess, we don't take time to make sure that we are taking time for those breaks, if we don't put it on our calendar, it doesn't happen. And that was me.
Yeah.
And
Agree.
so,
Same.
it's me. It's a lot of us that we don't take time to put it on our calendar. We're not intentional about it. So that's what I'm trying to teach women, to be intentional about taking some time, taking some breaks for yourself. Because again, I had become burned out, had become stressed out. And my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical, all those things suffered because I wasn't taking time out and I wasn't taking breaks. And so now I'm encouraging women to come on this journey and take some time to go and play.
I love that. I love that. So the women that we're speaking of, you said you have an upcoming masterclass. What
Yes.
kind of women do you hope will actually listen to this message? Who do you want to really speak this power of play into?
Oh, women who are at the top of their game, these high-powered women, these highly successful women. These are women who are doing it all.
Yeah.
Their plates are full, their schedules are packed, whether it's for their work, for their home, for everybody. Their schedules are packed. I mean, me,
Yeah.
women like me, you know, every little mark on their calendar is full with work, with family, with church, with sororities, with everything. But when you look, there's no time on their calendar for themselves. There's
And
no
you know,
break.
there's none. There's
There's
none.
none, nothing.
So I love that you have this class coming up. The title of the master class is what?
The power play,
The power of play. So we're playing into the power of
the
play.
power play,
So what
and
can
really,
they
and how to
expect?
overcome. I'm sorry, the power play, and really how to overcome burnout,
Perfect.
because
Perfect.
they are burned out.
Yeah. So what kind of takeaways can they expect if they decide that, I need to be in this power of play conversation?
And one of the things I did the master class a couple of weeks ago, and so I'm doing it again because it was so powerful and got a lot of great feedback from it. And so because I know these women are busy, I am too.
Yeah.
They don't need a lot of extra stuff to do. So I like to keep things very simple. So I give very simple and effective strategies. And I like to say, how can you weave play into your daily schedule? What are little things you can do? Because again, if you're asking me to put one more major thing on my calendar, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But if I can
Absolutely.
teach you how to do some simple things, how you can weave play into your day, you'll be better. You're going to be more apt to do it, right? And so one of the things I talk about in the class is like one of the things we say, like, take a simple, I call say, take a bubble break, you know? Or have a toy on your desk that can be very, people don't even know it's a toy. But, I'd be sitting there waiting for a meeting to start on Zoom. Take a little 5-minute break what do you call it? Google, what you call it?
A
When you just
doodle.
kind of
Doodle.
doodle or
Hmm.
whatever,
Yeah.
or have your little coloring book and crayons and just color for 5 minutes or whatever, or have a little toy and your little trinket, a little thing you can play with for a couple of minutes. It doesn't have to be anything major, but
I
it's a
like
time for you to
that.
kind of disconnect
Yes.
for a minute,
And I think
get a little break.
you're putting it into perspective. Like even before we even get to the master class, I'm hearing you say simple is good enough.
Yes,
Because we
yes,
may think, I have to plan for it, I have to do all
no,
these things. I
yes,
don't have time. But I
right,
hear you're saying you're going to be sharing different ways to
yes.
infuse this into our daily lives without interruption.
Without answer. But I still need for you to be intentional about it.
Yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
still need for you to be top of mind about it. Even if it's put it on your calendar during your lunch break. It could be play break.
Yeah.
But still make it where you're mindful of it. You are intentional about doing something. You
Yeah.
may not know what you're going to do that particular day, but you might put first thing in the morning, play date or play break or something. It might be I'm going to sit at my desk and have a chair dance or whatever, but still be very intentional about it, because if we're not intentional about it, we're not going to do it. We're
Yeah.
not. And I really encourage the women to put it on your calendar to make time for play, however that may look.
And I know one of the things that I think is really phenomenal is you're going to be sharing a really unique way that people can play even more with you
Yes,
beyond the masterclass. Can you
yes,
tell us a little bit about that Serenity Virtual Wellness Retreat?
yes. I'm so excited about it. So excited about it because one thing I said for me, Shayla, it was last year, because I myself had really struggled with my own burnout, that I really had to do some things really differently for my own health, my own wellness. And that I had to create and be very intentional about creating opportunities for myself to take a step back.
Yes.
And one of the ways I said I was going to do that was create these retreats. So I created an in-person retreat, but this year I decided to create a virtual retreat. So I'm really excited about that. I created the Serenity Virtual Wellness Retreat, and so it's happening June 21st.
So
So I'm so
exciting.
excited about that, because I know everyone can't get away, but I was like, so I decided to create a virtual opportunity. Again, I want to create opportunities for women to take a time out, to take a break, and so what better way to do that than have a virtual retreat? So again, it's happening June the 21st through the 23rd. And again, you can do it in the comfort of your own home, your own space. I myself am going to be checking into a hotel that weekend.
Love, I love a good old hotel now. That
you know,
that's a plus right there. So I know you have a unique approach. It's
yeah,
not just a virtual retreat, but you have, your own principles that you've created that you utilize in this. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
yeah. So my approach to wellness is called the communicative approach to wellness. And what I mean by that, my trade, I am a speech language pathologist. I'm a communicator. I like to talk. But more importantly than that, I always say we talk all the time, but the most important conversation that we have is the one we have with ourselves.
Mm,
What are you saying to yourself? Well, that's the most important conversation. And so I talk about what you say to yourself about yourself will impact your wellness.
I love it.
So we
Mm,
talk about what are you saying to yourself about your wellness, and so we talk about that. So my approach is what are you saying to yourself about your wellness, and not only that, what are you listening to about your wellness? What are you hearing other people say about your wellness? And so it's going to be this dialogue about what you're saying to yourself. What are you hearing other people say to you about yourself? And then we talk about community. What kind of community are you in? So the approach is very communicative. I say it that way. So we talk about what are you saying internally, what are you hearing externally, and then how do we build community around that. And so that's the approach that I take, and that's what we're going to be utilizing during the virtual retreat is that how are you communicating to yourself about your own wellness?
that's a big one. That's a big one. So if
Absolutely.
even thinking about that, I heard you say the word community. How do I feel like I'm connected to the other participants if it's virtual? How does
Oh,
that work?
absolutely. Yeah. So again, you're going to have other women who are on this journey of wellness with you. You're right. Because sometimes, especially in our work life, we can feel isolated, that we might be feel like we're the only ones going
Yeah.
through this. No, there are other women as well. And so this is the opportunity for you to join us and to get on this journey as well and be supported and also to be held accountable. And so you're going to have an opportunity to interact with other women who are on their journey to better health and wellness as well and be supported and hear their story. But also, you're going to have opportunity to talk with one another, share, get some tips and strategies. I'm not going to be the only one talking. I'm going to have some other experts to come on and share how we can be supported. I'm going to have a nutritionist. I'm going to have a movement expert. I'm going to have other people who are going to be there to support all of us on this wellness journey. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be breakout sessions so we can talk to one another, support one another on this health and wellness journey.
So I love that it's going to be engaging.
Yes,
So
it
we're
is.
not going to just be hearing lectures. We're not going to
No,
be in
not at
another
all.
Zoom meeting that,
Not at
that
all. No,
that we've done
no,
already. And
no,
so
no.
this is very inspiring.
Yes,
So what I'd love to go back to is for our master class. What's the date of the upcoming master class? And I
yeah.
want to make sure we can get people connected so they can not only attend the master class, but figure out how they can get on this virtual retreat that you are hosting
Yeah.
because it's amazing.
So the next masterclass is going to be Tuesday, April the 30th. Again, I have a VIP option, and that VIP option that's going to start at 6 o'clock. And with that option, that's the pre-session with me, a private session with me and other VIPs, and that is a little quick deeper dive into this whole idea of play. And I offer a little bit more content, a little bit more, a little bit more resources than I'm going to offer in the general session. The general session will start at 7 o'clock. But again, you do have the VIP option. That's going to be a private session with me and other VIPs that starts at 6. And then the general session will start at 7. So again, we make sure you guys have the opportunity to register for that.
Absolutely. So we'll be sharing the link. So don't
Okay.
worry, everyone. We will make sure that you have exactly what you need. Get into this masterclass so you can learn these techniques to actually have more fun in the power of play. And additionally, if this Serenity retreat sounded amazing to you, get on there. You don't want to miss out on it. You don't want to miss out. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Denise, for being a part of the Lux Queens conversation today. We're so excited to have you here, and we look forward to talking to you more.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.